Ha! I bet you thought you were the only one in this dark room, didn't you? You look so stupid right now. That is at least how it felt for then 9-year-old Jeff of few trades but playing video games in his room all day, who was completely willing to suspend disbelief that this guy can totally see me in my glowing green goggles right now because I was just that engrossed into Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell and the amazing performance of Michael Ironside as the heroic Sam Fisher. I'm not big on choosing like a #1 game of all time, but I think Splinter Cell will always be solidly in my top 5 to 10 games of all time, just because of the impact it had at that age I was, how groundbreaking it was in the genre of stealth gameplay, and all of the little and big things it did to set the bar for future stealth games. And just this summer, I've been having a great time playing through the Steam franchise pack for Splinter Cell, which has the first game, Chaos Theory, Double Agent, and Conviction. And yeah, every night when I need to de-stress and just get a big dose of nostalgia, I've been playing through the first game and just loving it so much. And so when I was working on my last video idea, which kind of ended with a whimper because of multiple frustrating roadblocks, I was kind of back at the drawing board, and I booted up Splinter Cell to kind of take the edge off, and I had the epiphany that #1, this game would be super fun to do a video about, and #2, it was the perfect candidate for a series idea I've had for a little bit now that I've been wanting to try out but didn't really know how to start. And so today we're going to try it out and you can let me know what you think. This video will become the first entry and hopefully far from the last entry into a new series I'm trying out on the channel that I'm dubbing Disassembly in the Dark. Now, obviously, Splinter Cell goes great with that theme, but the real reason that I had that name in mind is because unlike my other game modding and reverse engineering videos where I usually spend up to months at a time pre-planning and kind of discovering things to talk about during the video because I want those to be tutorials, this is going to be more open-ended, unstructured content where I'm going to blindly go into reverse engineering or looking and clawing apart game files or other software files for educational purposes only, of course. No commercial purposes, please. Don't do it. Don't. Stop, Mom! The idea of this series is that I'm going to probably still be recording a lot of footage, but I'm going to do it in a multi-cut compilation style so you all just see the good nuggets if there are any. If there aren't, then the video will just die like that. Nothing lost, nothing gained. I am really rooting for this series to succeed because I think it will be a lot of fun for me and you, but obviously I don't know how it's going to work out after this first stab. So let me know candidly in the comments what you think. If we need to tweak it, we'll tweak it. If we need to can it, we'll try something else. And lastly, before we get started, in my tutorials repo on GitHub, there is a new directory for this series. I'll be putting any reading or links or scripts or programs. I don't know what's going to come out of these things because again, we're going in blind. But whatever resources that I use or discover or whatever things I put together during the course of these videos, I'll be making files and directories in that repo there. And I'll link that in the description as always. Without further ado, into the dark we go. Hello there. Welcome to Disassembly in the Dark. Yes, I'm using a face cam for once. I thought maybe this would be a nice touch since we're going to be doing a lot of things blindly for the first time. You could see my raw reactions to all the disassembly and debugging and stuff we'll be doing. I don't know. I thought it was an interesting idea. If you don't like it, I can take it out and also let me know what you think about the size. I thought this looked nice, but maybe it's too big. We'll see if it obfuscates anything, especially when we get into like the disassembly being listed there and the code and whatever else might be on the screen. Hey, it's the first episode of this thing. We're just gonna take it as it comes. All right. So that being said, I know that I said this was going to be, completely blind. There was one little like breadcrumb that I kind of pulled out to kind of tackle first with Splinter Cell. And yes, in the background here, you can see I've already loaded up the main game executable into Ghidra because I just figured we're probably going to go dive into Ghidra at some point. But before we do that, the little breadcrumb I picked out was actually something, a blog post from, I really hope I say your name right, Martinas, Lithuanian, who wrote this awesome blog. I'll put the link in the little file I'm putting together for the GitHub repo. And in this blog, he discusses, or she, I'm not sure actually, they discuss going into Splinter Cell on PC's files. And if you played the first Splinter Cell, you know that you typically, or you always, don't get the thermal vision part of the goggles until like a quarter of the way through the game. I think it's in the CIA level. And I don't understand why. I don't know if they talk about it at some point in like the story. Regardless, you don't get thermal vision until later in the game. And I don't know, it's kind of a bummer in the beginning when you don't have it. So what they did is they actually went in, found out where you could toggle that, and then made a slight adjustment to see, and for them it worked, if you could trigger thermal vision earlier on in the game, like in the first training level even. So I wanted to start there because that's something tangible I can work towards, and hopefully along the way we can kind of figure out something about the game structure. Splinter Cell is obviously very different than like the Roller Coaster Tycoon videos we did. It's a little bit more modern. So I imagine we're going to be getting into some unfamiliar territory here. So again, I'll put the link to the full blog there, but the long and short of it is they opened up, and I just realized they're using HXD, which I'm using as well. I was just going to say, like, when I brought it up, I don't know why I still use HXD, except I've been using it forever. But yeah, they opened up this, what was it? The .scl file, which I believe is just like unique to Splinter Cell. Which contains a lot of map information. So my educated guess is that the game will load in these files every time you click to load into a different level. And within these files, which I'll show you in a second, they have a bunch of different strings in there that indicate, like this one starts with a B, lowercase b. For non-programmers or for light programmers you may not know, that is typical of things that are supposed to be Booleans or true or false values. So they found one that said B, no thermal available, and surmised that that probably controlled whether or not we had thermal vision. Now it's interesting, and I'll go ahead and open this up in my HXD instance here. What I found interesting about their post, sorry, I'm trying to navigate in my file explorer on the other screen here and make sure I get the night one. I'm actually going to open up the training level because I want to enable it in the training level so I could just start from the start. All they ended up doing is they actually just changed the name. They surmised that the decimal or the hex value 14, which is right here before I think you get to the first letter of the B, maybe, I don't know, I need to look at it closer when we open it up, but they surmised that that's the length of the string, and then they just changed the one of the characters in the string. They didn't want to modify the game files too much, so they just changed that string, and that did the trick. However, when I was looking at the screenshot, a couple things occurred to me, and I'll go ahead and try to search here and find this. Oh my God. It also helps if you load in not the texture of the map, but the actual level. So by the way, if you're curious, I'm in my Steam main directory under Splinter Cell, and I'm under maps now. I was under textures and I loaded the wrong thing. So let's load this in and close out the texture file and then search for therm. There we go. So a couple things with this. Let me highlight the string here that we're looking at. Also, how is that looking? Let's try to zoom in if I can so that you all can actually see what this says. One second. There we go. That's much better. And I'm actually realizing, never mind. I thought I had a hypothesis here after I saw that screenshot, but maybe I just misread it. I thought that there was a value here that looked like it was set to true or false, but now I'm counting here. This is 14 hex, so that's 20 bytes strings, including the null character at the end there. So that makes sense. And then this pattern here may hold a clue because it looks like this between each string, that pattern is repeated. You got that 001000770013. I guess one thing we can do, actually, let's do this. We know that later on, like I said, I think in the CIA, so I'm going to go one further. We know that in this map, it's going to be enabled. So let's see if, what? Oh, maybe it's not that at all, actually. Maybe it's not so much about the fact that there's a value in here that's either true or false. Maybe the whole thing is that it's present there at all, which is why their little hack of changing a letter worked. So maybe it's just looking that bool is available, if that makes sense. So basically, instead of a 0 or 1 next to this saying, hey, either no thermal available is going to be true or false, maybe just the presence of that Boolean string be no thermal available means that no thermals will be available. That makes sense, actually. So what I'm going to do is exactly what they tried. Just to get our feet wet a little bit with something familiar before we dive deeper. I'm going to first make a backup of this file. And I'm actually wondering, because I've done this before, and I think Steam has complained when you do something like this, but we'll see. We're going to do the same thing. We're just going to change a letter, minimal changes, save it, ship it. And I'm going to go ahead and start up Splinter Cell, which I didn't think about this when I was testing recording, but I hope this shows up okay. We'll see right now. And I hope it also doesn't just like bug out. Okay, things are happening. My resolution has changed. Oh, okay. You guys aren't, I don't think you all are seeing what I'm seeing, but I'm seeing like flashes of colors and all sorts of stuff going on. I should have probably tested this before I started recording to make sure it was going to work. But actually, it looks like that's going to work just fine. Yeah, okay. Hopefully, yeah, it looks like you all are seeing what I'm seeing, which is the start screen here. And Steam has not complained, so that's good. So let's go ahead. Let's start a new profile, actually. I'm only on the CIA level, by the way, on the PC version at least, because I just started, I started playing it in the summer, and I only play in little increments when the kids are asleep and such. I need to turn this down too. So I haven't gotten very far. Yeah, that's fine. I don't know if you all will see this, but every time I click something like that, or when there's a video starting, the screen goes blank for a second. It looks like you all are seeing the video. I'm actually not seeing the video. I'm going to skip this though, because I don't really want to feel like watching all the cutscenes. And I'll probably cut it out anyway. Oh yeah, and there's this whole intro. I don't think you can skip this either. Well, while this is running, not that you asked, but tier list for Splinter Cell games. In my opinion, Chaos Theory is S tier, number 1, always. I was obsessed with Chaos Theory. I remember having dreams about playing Chaos Theory. So many cool mechanics added to that. I loved that there were like little hidden ways you could accomplish different things in the levels. If you remember, like I remember the bank level had like a hidden air vent that you could go in and take a shortcut. Number 2, Pandora Tomorrow. I love Pandora Tomorrow. I hate that it's not in this collection that I bought on Steam. In case you don't know, there was some issue with Pandora Tomorrow when they ported it or tried to port it to PC, where there was some graphics thing that the graphics cards of the future from when Pandora Tomorrow was ported over like couldn't render the shadows correctly or something. So Ubisoft just said, we're not going to do that. And then some modder did it anyway by themselves. So I don't know why Ubisoft gave up so easily. I think I also remember that there was this whole like conflict, and don't take my word for this, it's just what I heard. There was this whole conflict between like, I think it was Ubisoft Montreal was working on the Chaos Theory, and Ubisoft Shanghai, I think, was working on Pandora Tomorrow. And there was like a bunch of issues around that, and that was one of them. And yeah, it's just a sad state of affairs. Anyway, I think that's also why we had sudden Dennis Haysbert Allstate guy as Lambert in the second game. Anyway, yeah, Chaos Theory, Pandora Tomorrow, Splinter Cell 1, Splinter Cell Conviction, Splinter Cell Double Agent. I just didn't enjoy Double Agent that much. I don't remember, it's not really memorable to me when I played it. And I remember just being underwhelmed by it for some reason. And I also didn't like the direction they took the story. I won't spoil anything. But yeah, anyway, you didn't ask. Let's keep going. So, it's good that we started with a tutorial, because I just realized I usually play this as a controller. I'm on mouse and keyboard now. And I don't know what I'm doing. And I wasn't paying attention because I was ranting, so I don't even know what Lambert actually wants me to do. One moment. Well, I try to figure that out. It's my first day.
role aggressive intelligence operations will play.
All right, I just started over because I could figure it out. So we'll see. I'll try to pay attention this time.
All right, Sam, let's get started. Can you hear me clearly?
Hi there.
Good. That means the implanted speaker is working correctly. Now,
Yeah,
technicians here
I did that. That's the first thing I did as I turned to the left. That's what I thought is the vision thing first.
Great.
Oh my god, I probably just didn't like scroll over enough. Anyway, while we work through this, because it's not letting me do the vision thing yet, I will say no hate on Dennis Haysbert. He was fine. It's just that I really like, I think it's Don Jordan, I think, plays Lambert in this one and all the other ones. He's just, I don't know, he's always going to be Lambert to me. All right, look at that. Okay, so first thing learned, we can look through those files to see what kind of booleans can like enable and disable stuff. So before we go further here, I actually, well, first of all, I want to save because I don't want to watch that cutscene again. So I'm just going to make this test. Okay. I actually want to exit out of this, or minimize it at least. I'll wait till you come back just to make sure you can see what I see. You can. Yeah, I actually want to take a look through the rest of the map files in here and see what other bools there are available to us. So just a moment while I get oriented there. All right, so I think this will, actually let's do this. Let's do strings. I'm in WSL, by the way, so this is an Ubuntu shell actually, which is why I'm able to run strings. And again, that's probably a little small for you. 1 second. Oh, actually I forgot you can just zoom in like that. Okay, sweet. So that hopefully looks a little better. I'm going to do strings on these files. We'll go ahead and specify to look for Unicode on everything. And then I'm going to do a grep to find anything that starts with B. So, and then sort unique. Let's see what that gets us, if anything. Oh, you know what? I probably should do not just B, but let's do B and then a capital letter of some sort. Am I not doing that right? What am I doing wrong here? All right. Okay, yeah. Let's do an anchor there. And then see what happens. Oh god. Okay. All right. I forgot to do sort first of all. And then let's make this A through Z, A through Z. I'll explain this in a second. At least I don't know, B liquid, so at least 5 characters at least. And then let me just see what this looks like and then I'll explain better. I can work with that. So this is just regular expression right here. So look for the beginning of the line. This just enables like the Perl extended syntax, I think is what that does. Anchor, start a line, lowercase b followed by any capital letter, followed by any lowercase or capital letter, at least 5 of them. In fact, is that, yeah, actually, yeah, that's fine. And then sorting, uniquing, and I'm also going to pipe it to less to just clean this up a little bit. And let's see what we got. Avoid player, Batman hack. Yeah, we're going to try that one. Block actors, block NPC vision, block peeking, block players, block bullet. Lots of block things. Can be grabbed, can open doors, can take damage. I gotta find out if that will turn you into God mode. I need to take notes. There's too much here. Okay, so things to explore. I want a Batman hack and take damage. We're definitely going to try those 2 things, and I'll try to load into a level. There's lots of stuff here. I don't think we're going to try all of these, but I do sell dude. I don't destroy only by explosion, delete me, damageable. Very interesting. So I don't know what all these booleans are, but there's clearly like a ton of them, probably some used for debugging or like testing, some used for the game. So yeah, gosh, I gotta quickly browse, skim through these and see what looks cool. Ignore alarm stage. Ignore pitch black. Just hides, just in glow. Make AI noise. No catch on fire. Thank you, please. All right, so I took down 3. Batman hack, take damage, block, NPC vision. I don't really want to go through everything in there, but I do want to see if we can try to disable or enable, I guess disable a few of those and see what happens. So let's look at a different map because we want to get out of training. Let's go to, which one has like pretty fast action at the start? I think the Defense Ministry is probably a good one. If I remember, that's got a pretty quick start there. So let's go here. Let's try Batman hack first. Maybe that's only one of them, though. I actually didn't look to see where it was in these. Okay, there's none in here. What about damage? Next. No, nothing? Okay. Maybe these are all... I wonder if that... Hold on. Okay, yeah. So no take damage appears in the oil refinery. That makes sense because I'm almost certain, because I recently played that one, which, by the way, does not hold up. That level particularly does not hold up. You just chase a guy around the whole time. I don't know why I thought that was such a good map when I was younger. You just chase a guy up and down this oil rig and come right back to the start at the end. It was pathetic. Anyway, that makes sense because I think there's an explosion sequence and maybe they don't let you take damage during that. I don't know. I'm just throwing stuff at the wall here. And then the Batman hack actually does appear in training and also the second oil refinery entry, which, by the way, I think these maps have... Yeah, that makes sense because there's a point in oil refinery we have a loading screen, and I think these numbers indicate this is like the first one pre-loading screen, this is the one after loading screen. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to oil refinery then. I'm going to go into here and create another backup. Let me go ahead and close out of the game first so I don't break anything. You have to go to Steam and stop it. I probably could change it, actually hot change it, because I think these load in, like, I think the game loads these in during gameplay, so it probably wouldn't break anything. But anyway. All right, so Caspian 133, and then the no damage is in 133 as well. Okay, so I don't know. If those are no take damage, actually, maybe we should approach this a different way. Maybe we should put it in another level that doesn't have those. So I don't know. Let's go to... Here's the thing is we're going to have to... Let's go to the Defense Ministry, but we're going to have to do this. We're going to have to look for a string we can replace that is the same length, or we're going to have to like rewrite this in a way where we can... I guess what we could do is, hold on, let me see if I can find here. So let's just use our no thermal available, and let's do, how long is that? Because I think you might need it to be the same string length. Can take damage, that's what it's called. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Which in hex is going to be E. No. Yeah, E. So if we can find something else in here that is a Boolean that has 14 characters, that might help. Here we go. So block players, let's change that to... B can take damage. I think that'll be the same. Oh god, did I just mess that up? I think I did. Yep, I totally did. 1 second. Go back. Can take damage. Oh, it's too... Oh, I didn't count the null byte in there. Okay, 1 second. Let me find another one. I don't know why I'm doing this. I could just search 0E62 and that should find me 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah, except I need 0F to include the null byte. So let's look for 0F62. That should give us a size of 15, because we want to include 14 characters plus null byte, and then the hex code for B, so collide actors. Ooh, we can overwrite this one, but I feel like that would lead to some crazy things. So I guess, but that's the only one I see. So, oh wait, no, here we go. So CP block, temp no collide, hidden ed group. I don't know. Let's do enable fade out. Maybe sounds safe to overwrite. So B can take damage. Yeah, I guess let's try that. Okay, actually, I'm going to do Batman hack, and that's 11. So, well, 11 characters, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 characters. Plus null byte is 12. That's 0. B in hex, followed by a lowercase b is 6.2. Let's see what we got. Climbable, disable AI. The thing is, if I disable AI, actually, screw it. We're just going to mess this up totally. We're going to both disable AI by overriding this, probably. I'm assuming that's what that means. And we're also going to put Batman hack. Oh, that's too many letters, though. Did I miscount? Oh, did I not count the B? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Is C in hex. Oh my gosh, how embarrassing. All right, yeah, let's overwrite damageable with Batman hack and see what happens to both of those. There we go. So Defense Ministry, did I make a backup of that? Yes, thank God. Okay, let's boot back up, see what happens.
Fisher, we've uploaded your mission objectives. Grimstarter says the rig's encryption protocols are bulletproof, so we're gonna have to let one of Nikolai's geeks log on.
I literally immediately died. I accidentally logged off. Sam Fisher is a man of many talents. Swimming is not one of them.
It's not Nikolai's smartest play.
That's what got our attention. Nikolai's is sacrificing several cells to hold on to it, so whatever's coming over the network must be critical.
Are you serious?
On your OPSAT.
I'm literally stuck right now. There is nothing. Oh, there we go. All right, let's forget that happened. Low level. I don't know why I thought I was going to the oil rig. We're going to Defense Ministry. That's literally what I just said. That's the one that has some quick action. So let's go back there. What's happening? I'm very tired already, though. It doesn't bode well.
Echelon got a positive ID on your
All right, so actually, we don't have to wait for the load screen on this one. It should be this map. I don't know what Batman hack means still. I don't know what damageable meant in that context. We'll see if anything changed. I also don't remember any of the controls, so there's a way to... There we go. There's going to be a guy here, I remember. And I also remember that with the controller, because it doesn't have good controller support on Steam, I have to use my mouse wheel to turn down my walking speed so that I don't accidentally... sprint or not sneak. I was gonna say I don't remember how to do that, but I just did. So let's get through here. I guess I should have just let the guy see me. I'll let this guy in the hallway see me because I remember he's right out here. See if anything changes. I don't know, and then we'll see if we're damageable still. Hey guys. Let's see if Batman hack did anything different. Okay, damageable and killable, very much still. So I just don't know what Batman hack means. And damageable, well, that did nothing. Or was it damageable or AI? I can't remember which one. Which one did we end up changing? Was it the AI one? Yeah, I don't remember. Whatever one it was, it didn't look like it did anything different. So, interesting. So these must be there must be some conditions on these Booleans and like how they apply. Again, I'm just looking at the names and trying to guess what they do. Yeah, I don't really want to play around with these much longer because we could spend a whole, video on just that. If you do want to look more into them, maybe we'll do that in another part. Because like I said, I expect we're going to be making many parts. So I'm going to write that down as explore more bools as a goal for other videos. But for this first one, I kind of just want to explore a lot of different things. So let's move on to Well, I think I just want to look at the folder structure, and I talked about unlocking levels. So let's look at, I think that would be in save files, since you can look at these different save files, and on my Jeff one, you can unlock every level that I've played through. On the test one, you can only unlock the level that it's played through, which is just the training level. So maybe there's a way we can figure out, like I said, to unlock every level. So let's go ahead and exit that for now and take a look at what these save files look like. I don't know what format they're in. This one looks like a .ini, which is usually more human readable, but I guess not always, I guess. So this one definitely does not look like it's just text. It looks like there's some other data in here. I do see the training level map name there, so that's interesting. But I also see the other ones, and I guess what we can do is this. Let's take the config, or is this the save? What's in the save file? Okay, this is more like very specific stuff going on, because obviously when you save a game, you can save it at any point in the map. So they got to also put a bunch of data in there, like where are you in the level? What's your relative location? Like that. What's the lighting like? Stuff like that is what I imagine is going on here. Let me see if they have any training room. That's the only mention of it. Search little endian or UTF-16 and then search this. So 002 training. Does it have anything about the other levels? Doesn't look like it. No, 2-1. No, I don't think so. Yeah, these are just objects that are labeled CIA, which is cool to see. But it doesn't have the level names like it does here. Like you see defense militia, you can see all of them actually, which makes sense because I guess when you level select, you can see all of them. But I wonder if there's a pattern that could show us, like, is there an easy flag that you can unlock them with? I guess what we can do is compare. Let's look at my test profile and my existing profile and compare and see what's up. I actually haven't used this in a long time, so I don't remember exactly how this works. Is that surely, oh, next difference. Oh, wow. Okay, so it does it even highlight that? I've not used this at all, or if I have, it's been a very long time, so I'm not actually sure. I thought it was going to be more like a diff of the binary data, but this is kind of tedious. And it looks like there's quite a lot. Let's go down to, like, let's see, what are we looking at over here? Like down to here, and let's just keep scrolling and see what happens once we get to the level names or the map names. What happens? Also, I need to fix my posture. Why didn't you guys say anything? I got cashew over here. Oh, that's gonna hurt. All right, so now we're in the names. Oh, but they're not in the same place, so of course they're not gonna, yeah, shoot. Okay, well, let's do this then. Can I pull this over? Yeah, resize this. Let me just take a look at the first few bytes before and after these map names. This is really weird. They've got like interpolation of strings here, although at least it seems Steam library. It's a little inconsistent. Oh no, yeah, it ends at the same place. But yeah, there's a map name and then like part of the word splinter after it. It doesn't really have like something that tells me, oh yeah, this map is unlocked or locked in here. We could just start messing with values in here and seeing if anything's stuck. So actually, a better way to do this would actually be if I played through one of the maps and then compared the tests, played through one of the maps on the test profile completely, mission accomplished it, went back and then compared the files. Actually, maybe I'll do that, but that's going to take such a long time. None of these missions are very short. We're going to come back to that. If we have time at the end of the video, we'll come back to that. But I think that's what I would do is I would create a new profile, work through like the training mission, or save a copy of the config.ini for that profile, play through the training mission, come back, compare the config.ini and see what changed in there to unlock the next level. And hopefully not much else would change unless you have like other save data. So I'll come back to that. Explore changing or capturing config.ini and then playing through. All right. Like I said, I'm not going to do that now, though. It's going to take a lot of time. The next thing I was going to do or say is that I want to look through the rest of... Oh, actually, we haven't even touched the disassembly. So let's look at that. The first thing, like I've mentioned in my other videos, is I like to look through and see if any of the strings, like if anything, you know, the simple low-hanging fruit, any strings pop out at me as interesting. So far, these all look pretty benign. Shadow on actor, static mesh shadow, some DirectX stuff, lazy, detected.ini, interesting, okay, safe. Okay. No voice taunts. Interesting. Wait. Okay, this might be actually library stuff. I'm just trying to look through it and see if anything. Oh, and the other thing is, I guess we can look at. Actually, let's look for like thermal vision. Or okay, night vision is in here. So where does that appear? F string. Okay, hold on. Because it's occurring to me as I read through these strings, and especially when I see F string and core.dll, was Splinter Cell made with Unreal? Surely not the first one. Oops, I didn't mean to throw up my Chrome because that's got my mailbox on it, so I'll take that away. Oh my God. This has been my like among my favorite games, like I said, for years. I had no idea that Splinter Cell was built in Unreal. The reason this is impactful for me is, if you remember in the 2024 video, I said that I was going to try to get more training in game development because it's something I want to do forever, especially Unreal. I've done some Unity courses with GameDev.tv. I did one Unreal course with GameDev.tv. Great site, by the way, not a sponsor, but wonderful programs. And this year I started Tom Lumen's course for Unreal C++. Wonderful class, by the way. Again, all these cost money, well worth it if you're truly serious about getting into it, because I've really enjoyed it. But all that to say that I've got a very, top of the iceberg, tip of the iceberg understanding of Unreal to this day, because I haven't worked my way through the courses or through many courses yet, and I haven't played around with it that much. But this changes my outlook on this entirely, because a lot of things are all of a sudden clicking in place that it's not unusual, like for the map files and stuff like that. It's not unusual for a game to be structured in a way that you have a core file, like an exe, that loads in map and character and save data from other files. But knowing that this is USX, knowing, oh my gosh. Okay, so knowing this is an Unreal game now has kind of blown my mind and changed the directory of, or the trajectory of what I'm thinking now. Sorry, I've got so much going on in my head right now. I'm just blown away. I had no idea this was made in Unreal. That's awesome. I don't think they even show their, like, at least maybe I just skip it too often, but I don't think they show their logo or anything. Unreal Engine 2 and 2.5. Okay, so I'm definitely not familiar with those. The earliest I worked with was Unreal Engine 4, but I recognize some of these file extensions as and some of this stuff in here, like F string is an Unreal thing. Maybe it's used in other, obviously, like it's not the same F string as like Python or something. It's a Unreal construct. I'm pretty sure, at least. Yeah, I think it's a macro in Unreal. I don't know. I'm not going to go deep dive into that now, but all this is adding up now. And I bet if I search Unreal, I'm going to find a bunch of, yep. Okay. Yeah. I saw Unreal Share, Unreal Slot Menu. I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense now. So bottom line then, I don't think we're going to find all too much that's going to be, I mean, we probably will. There's probably a lot of useful stuff in here, but now that I know this is an Unreal game, I want to look through some of these other folders that I was kind of going to put off for a little bit, knowing that these are all Unreal files, because probably a year and a half, 2 years ago, I did some reversing or test reversing of some Unreal stuff, because I remember my friends and I were playing Dead by Daylight. There was like this cheat package that was out there and people were using it, and it made the game very not fun. And I think they fixed it eventually, but I remember I had gotten a copy of it and I was going to try to reverse it. And there was a program, but I'm struggling to remember, that you could actually open these things up and export them. So I'm going to quickly try to search my memory bank and or my notes to see if I have what that program was. 1 second. There it is, UE Viewer from Guildr's homepage, which I remember this one has a lot of both old and new Unreal Engine info on it. So I'm going to put that in our list of links to include for you all. And I'm going to download this again to try to use. They only have a 32-bit. Okay, I can work with that. So give me a second. I'm going to get this set up, and then we're going to see if we can actually look at some of these assets, and I think you can extract them as well, which would be amazing, just for exploration and fun of seeing all these different assets. So hang tight. Oh, there's a 64-bit. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is it. Let me look at the interface and I'll be able to tell you. Yeah, this is definitely it. Before we do this, by the way, also speaking of game dev, if you haven't seen it, there you go. Nathan Baggs is a guy that I started following shortly after my second Roller Coaster Tycoon video, because he had a Roller Coaster Tycoon video come out around the same time that actually, I think, answered one of the questions I had. Anyway, doesn't matter. Point is, if you enjoy my channel and you enjoy reverse engineering and gaming and stuff like that, Nathan is amazing. Far better reverse engineer than I. And I wanted to highlight especially, again, not a sponsor. He doesn't know I exist, probably. But he is, I think, maybe only on his lives. And I am subscribed to him, by the way. I'm just not on my Chrome where I'm subscribed to him. He's doing this series called Int Main to Game, where he's building a video game like from complete scratch, like with OpenGL. Yeah, OpenGL. He's been live streaming it, and I haven't caught all of them yet, but I thought that was really cool. So if you're interested, go check it out. Back to this. What we need to do here is, I'm just taking it over because I never know what's going to pop up on the File Explorer. Sometimes there's like pictures of my kids and stuff that I don't necessarily want in the video. I'm going to go to Splinter Cell and open up that folder, the whole folder. All right, and bring this back over. Get rid of this, I guess, and minimize all this stuff real quick so we can just have a blank slate here. Cool. All right, override game detection. I wonder if they have, I think it said it was 2.5. No, they only have Unreal Championship. Oh, they do. Okay, 1 through 4. Were all of them written in Unreal? I feel so ignorant for not knowing this. I don't know if it was just the PC ports or the original games, but that's really cool. Okay, Splinter Cell 1 through 4. That should detect the right game. I don't know if you need to do that. I guess we can uncheck it and see what happens. Want to view everything. Don't really care about that stuff, I don't think. We'll find out. Yeah. Okay, so lip sync, sounds, static meshes, system, menus. What does this look like? Okay, that looks like a, yeah, text thing. Okay. Go back. I was just curious what that looked like. Echelon pattern, nothing. Character? Oh, these are classes. Okay, yeah, .u, sorry. Yeah, sorry, there's not gonna be visuals in there. Let's look at animations. Let's look at dog. This is, I'm sorry, I'm gushing here because I did not, this is not how I saw the video going, but this is amazing. So yeah, with this program, you can actually open these assets, and what should we do? Let me think real quick. What does this export to? PSK, PSKX. That might be too old. What else do we have? I don't know. I'm not familiar with these other file types. My thought was, I have Blender on this laptop. We might be able to go in. Can I actually view the animations? Like, will they play the animations? Nothing's really happening. Okay. Let me try something real quick, because if this works, there's a lot of stuff we could suddenly it opens the doors for a lot of different things we can do to this game as we reverse and tear it apart. Let's try to export. Sure, export it there. Let me go ahead and open Blender. Oh, that's better. I did just recently update Blender, so it should be the latest and greatest. Which, by the way, I also did a GameDev.tv course on Blender. It was really good. I don't have any of the files, I don't think, anymore. Yeah. And unfortunately, the only one I have left is this stupid frog I made in an hour for a friend who challenged me to make something real quick. And I do love him. Don't get me wrong. I do actually love my little frog. What is it that... And I haven't worked in Blender in forever. But I mean, come on. He's adorable. Even if he's a little ugly, he's adorable. He's got a little pipe. Anyway, neither here nor there. All right, let's do a new one. Delete the main cube. Excuse me. And I want to see if you could import PSK. They do have GLB, which was, I think, an option we could try. GLTF 2.0. We can try that. Let me export it as that and see what it looks like. So both of those, texture format TGA, I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll just see. Let's import. Okay. It's a little weird and covered with spheres for some reason. Is that part of like the armature or something? That doesn't make much. Do I have a setting on here? That's... What am I looking at? What are these? No, that's the... Is it showing the skeletons? Hold on. The one thing I was going to say is I've heard of PSK before. It might be too old, but also one thing we should check is... I mean, we could probably work with this. I just don't know why it's showing up. Let me see. Hold on. Before we do all that, let me see what it looks like in render mode or shading mode. Yeah, it seems like the mesh actually has those spheres on it. Also, again, I'm a noob at Blender before all the Blender homies start pouncing on me for not knowing any of the controls still or how to do anything properly. They're gonna be like,
"You're dereferencing a null pointer. Open your eyes."
But oh well. All right, yeah, extensions. What was it called? Actor X. Let's see if they have that one, and if that doesn't work, we'll look at MD5 Mesh, which I also haven't heard of. It would help to type Actor X. Does nothing. MD5, nothing. Sweet, good start. PSK, PSKX. Oh, okay, gold, money. PSK, PSA. Hold on, when I exported the first time, PSK was the mesh. PSA animation. Okay, so we can try this extension and see what happens. Do I have to reload, I wonder? Don't. Okay, so let's get rid of our current dog. I'm just not familiar enough with that format to know if those spheres are supposed to be happening or if that's just like oh, hold on, they're gone. Okay, what did I do? What did I just do? Okay, I don't know. We're gonna try this extension though instead and just import that. PSK, that is looking better. That is what we want to see. Okay. This still has these little artifacts. Maybe that's, oh, those look like bones actually. So that probably is supposed to be there. If we render this, does it have the actual mesh or material on it? Oh, you know what? No, because it's probably in where are we? So when you're sorry, I'm doing a lot of stuff here without really talking through what I'm looking at. When you're working with meshes, you have your mesh, which is like kind of like the, you know, the shape of the thing, the 3D shape with all the bones and everything in it. If you actually change this to vertex so you can see the wireframe and all that, you can see if you go dig down into here, I think you can probably see like all the different bone segments and all that. Again, I'm not an expert, but I'm just kind of orienting you to what I'm thinking about. And then to actually make it look like the dog, you have to have the texture, which I'm sure they have like a dog texture somewhere. Although these look like they're texture groups. So let's just really quickly take a look. This has it must reference the texture somewhere in that file. 1 second. Oh God, this is disturbing. These are all the textures that unwrapped, or I guess flattened, I guess would be the word. Sorry if I'm using the wrong verbiage. So like this is what appears on the characters, but because of the way the models work, they're all flattened out like this, and it's a little gruesome to look at, just like this. That was Lambert right there, I'm pretty sure. Lambert Alpha, yeah. But yeah, I don't know if there's a shortcut to finding which texture goes where in this program. I haven't used it for that before. There probably is, and I'm just missing it. But looking in this, so what I've done here is I went through textures and then I went to text character thinking it might be in there. And it does have a bunch of textures for Sam and a bunch of the soldiers, like Sam, different uniforms for Sam, Anna. So my thought is maybe instead of the dog, although, yeah, maybe instead of the dog we go for Sam. But before we do that, I wanted to make sure that we could import the actual animation from here. And if it will actually work. So it says imported 28 actions. But I don't necessarily see anything. But I could be forgetting how to actually go through them. It should be down here somewhere. Nothing's happening if I click play though. Okay, action editor. Oh yeah, here we go, okay. Oh, this is gonna be so cool. Hold on. Let's say end at 30 seconds. So this is the animation screen, obviously, based on the animation tab. And I think if I'm sorry, I just looked up. I haven't been cognizant of where my webcam is. So sorry if I've been blocking stuff, but what the? Okay. maybe these files didn't import correctly. Jesus Christ. Okay, this is stuff of nightmares, but it's promising that at least, okay, that looks better. I wonder if that other animation is for the other dog mesh, maybe it was the armature was mixed up or something. Posture, my armature, my bones are gonna be messed up if I don't fix that. Okay, this is much cuter and nicer. So the one piece that's missing is I can't track down how to like link these to their textures exactly. So I don't know if you know how to do that, hit me up with a comment. For now, what I think I'm going to do is pivot. And even though I love this guy so much, I am going to delete that and try to export Sam because I know where his textures are. Oh, I hope you guys are having fun with this, as much fun as I am, because I think this is really cool that you can do this. And my thought is that if we can do this, we may be able to use Blender to adjust the characters and then wrap them back into the game, which would be amazing. Okay, we got ourselves a Sam mesh. Look at that. We got ourselves Sam animations. He's got a ton of animations, which makes a lot of sense. This is attack. Let's see, carry. Yep. Nice. This is so cool. That's really cool. Okay, sorry, I'm geeking out here. textures. So let's go ahead. Can we reset him somehow? Probably an easy way to do that too, but I'm just going to go to 0. And does he go to the T-pose? Or maybe I just need to get out of this. I just want to reset him so that I don't just have this asset stuck like this. How do I do that? Okay, I just reset to the point where I didn't load that animation yet, so that's fine. All right, back to layout. Texture. Let's go here. Open up that character pack. These are like the UTX files, I'm pretty sure, are just packages like of textures, as you might imagine. And this mesh is called Sam A. And I noticed that there's a Sam A, a Sam B, and a Sam C there. So I'm guessing heat and two side. I honestly couldn't tell you the difference between those two. So I'm going to go with Sam A face two side. And what was the other one? Sam A body heat. Let's try to export those and see if those do the trick as far as mapping the right material and texture to the model. Now, what I don't know exactly what to do is if I need to paint this on or how to actually assign the texture that I want. I don't remember from my course, unfortunately, how to like apply an existing texture. So I'm gonna have to wing this a little bit. Let me poke around a little bit. Yes, okay, it's coming back to me now. So in shading, we should be able to make, shoot, how do I add a thing? 1 second. Oh my God, it's right there, add. There's a shortcut for it, but texture, image texture, I think. And then we should be able to open what we just exported. Yes. Oh, oh my gosh, the Rottweiler one was there the whole time. It probably exported with the, when I did the mesh. All of these probably exported when I did the mesh. I didn't have to export the texture separately. Oh, I feel like such an idiot now. Okay, well, looks like we have two face textures, Sam B or Sam A. I'm just gonna stick with Sam A since this is called the Sam A thing. And then can I select multiple? Can. Okay, so body and face. And I think, okay. How do I get the rest of them on there? Oh, yeah, okay. So you have to dig in up here to the model. And let's just focus on Sam A face first. Except I have to make a new node per each? Okay, well, 1 second. Does that look right? I mean, it looks good to me. These are not done though. Okay, so sorry, I was mapping a bunch of those. For Sam A face heat, I just reused the Sam face A and it seemed to do fine. But the one thing I'm noticing, I'm pretty sure it's this material 4 and material 5, is it must be separate from the rest of it because I don't see any image textures for those at least. Let's see real quick. What is that? Yeah, I don't know. Okay, yeah. Okay, I see. So the only things left that I don't have textures for are this little screen on the back for the walkie-talkie or whatever that is. Oh God, I'm sorry. I can't remember all my bindings, so I'm just using the mouse here. And then the goggles. So maybe, again, as a shot in the dark, maybe it's because those don't have textures and they were just like colors. So what we can do is go here and approximately, make them, or make them whatever you want, really. I guess we can make them. Let's see if we can actually change the color and load it back into the game. That'd be really cool. So, oh my God, I'm so sorry. You have to watch me struggle through using the Blender keys again. Material 5. I didn't even really need to do that. I'll make that a pink. Sweet. Look at that. That's the Sam Fisher that I know and love. But fabulous. Okay. So, ooh, wait, I must have to select it first. That's probably what's going on. Okay, yeah. So I can export this all back as PSA. And then can I import it? Where'd my thing go? Can I import it back into UE Viewer? Oh, shoot. I got to redo this whole thing now. 1 second. Dang. There doesn't look like a way to go the other way. So like we've exported from UE Viewer to from UKX to PSA, PSK, etc. I don't know how to get back from PSA, PSK to get this back. Like what I wanted to do is package it back together, replace these files, and actually have our Sam play in the game. But I don't know how to do that. So I've done some research, and after a lot of pondering time, I'm realizing that if you were someone who wanted to turn a PSA or PSK back to that UKX format, you would actually need the same version of Unreal Editor that was used to make the game, and then import those and then export them again. And, you know, if you wanted to get Unreal Engine 2 or 2.5, you'd have a hard time because you needed a license from Epic back when you did, back when it was available widely. And let's just say that Epic pretty much ripped everything before UE4 off the internet, and it's now abandonware. And the same for Unreal Tournament, which had a copy of Unreal Editor in it. Let's just say all those disappeared. And if you wanted to actually do that, you'd first have to, in a moral gray area, download that abandonware, load it up, and even if you could get it to work, it may not work on your modern system, or I should say, even if you could get it downloaded, it may not work on your modern system. You might need to even install a Windows XP VM to see if it would work, and even if you got it to work, you might have run into memory allocation issues or weird errors and bugs that would prevent you from doing that. Hypothetically, you know, I'm not saying you should go out and do that because, again, morally gray area to download abandonware. You know, they're not making it available, but also there's a reason they're not making it available. And in the end, you probably will just end up having wasted a ton of time. And if you're recording yourself, a lot of footage. And I'm just going to ignore that window. So with that, there's one more thing I want to try here. And I think I actually need to be a layout view. I would like to go into edit mode, and I want to make one more change that I think is extremely vital to this model being as perfect as it can be. And I just need to figure out how to get what I want here. There we go. Okay, so layout, edit mode after you select the object. I want to go to, let's see, is it this one? Yeah, face select. I just want to try something real quick and see if it works. Select all these and extrude with E. Oh my God. Hold on. Not that, but that. Perfect. That is exactly what was needed there. Excellent. Let's just go here or here, but let's get rid of the, can I not view? Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Thumbnail right there, thumbnail material. Can I export this? Because there's one last thing I want to try with this model, and then I want to try one more. We're going over time here already. I think it's going to be longer than my 30 to 45 minute mark. We'll see. I want to try one thing, and if it works, I'm going to be stoked. Export FBX, everything, and we'll export it just wherever here. Call it Sam. And I'm going to, I have that Tom Lumen course project open in Unreal. I'm going to try to open Sam in my Unreal project and see if I can actually import the model and the animations and everything. That'd be the next best thing to actually repackaging him up, modified into the game. It was having trouble, I think, because did I mess up something here with the UVs? Yeah, there it is. Okay. I think it was having trouble exporting because I forgot when you modify the geometry of the model. See, I know something about Blender. You can modify what are called the UV maps, which is kind of how the textures are applied. And so you just have to go to this UV editing, press U. I'm just going to do a smart project, I guess, and hope for the best and unwrap it. And let me try to export everything now and see if that error goes away. Moment of truth. Didn't do anything. Oh, it's still spinning, that's why. What's this? Point light has no attribute shadow color. Okay. Is it because I'm in this scene here? Hold on, let me try something here. Oh my god, that's why. I did select the light because I didn't check limit to selected objects. Okay, so let's do that. Oh my god. God. Okay, so the problem is that I didn't open this up and select all the sub items. That's why I wasn't exporting everything. But I also did find a really nice guide here that I'll put in the links for this video. That shows you what the options you need from, is this it? No, wait, hold on. That's not it. This is the one that has a lot of cool options. I don't know if they'll still be relevant because stuff like this changes all the time. But the biggest thing is that I forgot to select everything underneath the mesh, part of the mesh. And now my project actually recognizes that it has a mesh with it. It has animations with it. So let's import all. Oh, I hope this payoff is worth it for you as it is for me. Luckily, you don't have to see all the pain that goes into it. Oh God, it's flickering like crazy. Hopefully that's not a bad sign. If this doesn't work, there's one last thing I want to do, and then I think I'm going to call it for this part. The last thing I want to do is try to edit the data stick entries, because we've played a lot with like the assets now. I want to kind of get back to playing the game and the original intent and modifying stuff in the game. So the one last thing I'd like to do, I think would be pretty easy and wrap us up nicely with a victory, because the way this is flickering out, I'm not sure this is going to work, is to modify the data stick info. I wonder if it will. I'm afraid to do anything. I'm actually going to close Blender just to save resources. But I'd like to start looking at the file structure and figure out where something like the data sticks would be, because looking at this, I don't see a lot of like text content. I'm thinking maybe I'm going to keep this over here actually for a second while I look through, because I just want to keep an eye on that. Oh yeah, I just want to keep an eye on that bar for a second. I'm thinking maybe I can put it over down here. I don't know. I just want to, yeah, there we go. Maybe we can take one of the maps, because all the data sticks differ per map. Let's just look at the one we have, or actually I guess just this one. LME memory stick. Oh wait, did this finish? It's frozen. Okay, probably not a good sign. Search all. Is it memory stick or data stick? I thought they were called memory sticks. Is it data stick? Yeah. Never mind. I guess it wouldn't be in the map. Where would it be? What's going on here? Some errors, but but all of the stuff is in there. So hold on. Do I have a Sam FBX file? Oh God, I should have made a folder for everything. Shoot, I got a filter here. 1 second. Mesh. He's alive. He's grossly misscaled, I think, but he's alive. Actually, he's not bad. He just needs to be moved up a little bit. So obviously, again, we wouldn't want to use this for commercial purposes because copyright and stuff, but we have just exported that mesh into UE5 so that we could, if we wanted to, use our beautiful Unicorn Sam. That's what I should have named it, Unicorn Sam. And I'm not going to get into blueprints and coding and stuff here, but I do want to see if I can change the default animation. Just to, here we go, run or something. How can I do that real quick? Use animation asset. Yes, run. Walk, move. Walk. These names are out of control. Let's try that. Walk, crouch. Okay, maybe not that one. Walk, standing. Oh wait, I have to. Well, I could go over and play as Sam, but look at that. Sam is in my little project. Unicorn Sam himself. So you could actually go through. I'm not going to spend the time because I've wasted so much time with this video already. You could actually go through and like rig him up and like put your controls on that guy. Actually, wait a minute. Can I just change mine to be Sam instead of Gideon, which is like one of the default ones? Wait a minute. This could be the quick fix. I'm going to regret probably saving this, but it's an easy fix later. Oops, I forgot to set his pose because all the animations are mislabeled. Oh, you have to reassign the animations now because, oh God, I set off the exploding barrel. I had different animations rigged up to Gideon, but it's pretty cool. You could play as Sam if you did it properly. Anyway, I'm done doing this stuff. It was fun. I'm super stoked that we got that to work. But like I said, I feel like I got off on a big tangent there, and I want to come back to doing stuff in the game. So let me get reset here real quick. Don't save anything. All right, so I do see there are memory sticks. I don't know why I thought they were called data sticks, but there's memory sticks. Also, let me make sure that everything's still running. Yep, still see my voice, still see me. There's memory sticks. And again, sorry if I've been covering up something and I haven't noticed it, is what they're called in the code or the files at least. And they're under actually system localization, which makes sense because you'd want to localize it to the language. And they're under memory stick. Just one file, yeah. Oh, it is called data stick there though. Interesting. Okay. But I think memory stick is what we want. So let's go to one of like this guy. Oh, these are, yeah, okay. So this is what I'm looking for. This is from the first level. So let's see if we can change this to something. This is going to be fun. Let's see if we can change this to some other text here. And then we'll go play the level, the training level, find this data stick. I think I know where this one is. And then we'll call it a video because we've gone so deep for this one. Let's just change the door code to elite. Pretty harmless. Oh, also let me make a backup. I think HXD actually does that too automatically when you save it, but just to be safe, it does. That's really nice. Just to be safe, we'll do that. Let's boot up, see if we can find the data stick, and then call this one. I'm really happy about that. All the asset stuff, the mesh, and this texture. That was the first time I've ever done that from start to finish. Also, I'm going to watch to see if this has the Unreal logo. It did not. It just had the Ubisoft logo. Maybe that's a recent thing they did to require that. Anyway, yeah, I'm super stoked we got to do that because I thought that was really fun. And that's the point of these things, just to pull all the threads, no matter where they lead us. So yeah, let's go in here. Let me just quickly get to where I need to go. I don't want you guys to sit through this either. Oh shoot, I had to save. I forgot. Oh, it actually let me go. What have I done? What have I done? Everything is dark. Is this Batman mode? Because nothing's happening. I forgot we edited the file. So that's what that does. Okay, real quick. Let's just fix that real quick and not have that enabled. I think everything else is okay. I don't see any other backup files. So yeah, let's reload the level based on that. Because I think, like I said, I think you can hot reload it in the game. You don't have to exit out, but we'll test that hypothesis right here. Actually, it does work. And let me turn my controller back on. And I think this was really cool, actually. I didn't know this going into the PC versions, but they actually added content to the PC ports, like extra areas and like even whole sequences. Like the whole opening sequence of the CIA level was completely different. But yeah, if I remember, you can do this, and there's a little hidden room back here in the PC version, not in the PS2 version. Oh, this is my back. This I might have to go back and check the integrity, because the thermal vision's working, which means that this is... Oh yeah, this is lockpick. I think we need that to access the secret room. That means this is the modded version, at least modded in some way. And I think the data stick is up there. Or wait. I just modded it. That's right. So my backup was probably also the modded. That's fine. I'll go through Steam and I will... Oh, wait. Is there a lock on there? Okay, it was the old code, but where did we get that data stick then? Was it in that room? Did I just miss it? Or maybe it was actually... It might have been later on. Dang it. I wonder if it's later on, because I want to find the actual data stick, because that's what we changed. We didn't actually change the code. We just changed the data stick. Was it in here? Did I just miss it? If it's not in here, it's probably like farther on in the map, and they just want you to go further and find it. I'll skip ahead so that you don't have to watch me find it. Okay, this is it. There's a little room here that you need to use your, or you can use your, what the heck? Where's my lockpick? I totally picked that up. Why don't I not see it? I guess I can use this. Oh my gosh, there we go. I forgot how annoying that was. Oh, it is just like close experience to, and after all that, it's not even changed. Oh, because I didn't reload the level. No. Yes, oh my god. All that work just for that. But that's pretty cool. So now we know that we can go to one single file and we could change all the memory sticks, which is a good prank if you can find your one friend who still plays Splinter Cell on PC and can get access to their machine and can do that all yourself. There's a couple other things that we didn't get to, one second, that I just wanted to hit on. Because as I was in between takes, I was like doing what will be for you takes, not really takes, but like in between me waiting for stuff to happen. I also found this thing. I'll put this in the... Is it this one? No. There we go. There's like a specific page on Gildor's site that is for Splinter Cell, and they talk about these like custom sound files. I guess are Ubisoft proprietary sound formats that are in these UAX files. I could not export them with the UE viewer, but they actually have the LSO, or what I assume the equivalent of this here. But I don't know how to, I wasn't sure how to like render them, but apparently there's this tool that he links, or they link. I need to get better at that. Hello, there we go. Usually I wouldn't recommend opening strange tools you find online, but I did vet this one at least through VirusTotal first. And it is based on OGG. I see it right there, or Vorbis, whatever. I don't know what people call that for short. There is a photo of my kid in that frame, but I don't really care that you saw that one because it's my baby and she looks amazing right there. All right. Scan directory. 1 second.
Hi there.
Hopefully you can hear that. It worked.
Hi there.
The iconic hi there from Sam. And I wish I had a goodbye from Sam, because I did just want to test that out real quick, but we really need to call this one. Yeah, there's still a bunch of stuff we haven't even touched on because I got so taken away with the Unreal stuff. But thank you. And also, I'm just realizing you might be hearing yelling in the background. Let me close that level. And I don't know how this will look, but I'm also going to try to briefly... I'm not shooting at 4K or anything, so this is not going to be the best quality, but we'll try this. I'm just going to blow myself up here real quick to say thank you for watching and joining me. Let me know what you thought. I know, like I said, this could be hit or miss. Some of you may like this unstructured exploration more than others. Just let me know what you think candidly. You're not going to hurt my feelings if you didn't enjoy it or if you prefer the structured videos. And speaking of feedback, please keep an eye on, again, the community part of the channel where I always post updates, and or my Blue Sky account, which is my username, Jeff of All Trades with the 0 at Blue Sky or whatever, however they do their format. Keep an eye on that through the next weeks, because for New Year's, instead of doing a survey like I did last year, I may still do that. I haven't decided. I'm going to be doing like an Ask Me Anything, where you can ask me about cybersecurity, you can ask me about this stuff, reversing, really anything, and anything that's not under NDA or other means or like stupid questions that I decide not to answer. I really do mean anything. I may choose not to answer stupid questions or stuff that I can't answer, but yeah, I thought it'd be helpful because another thing that was in the 2023 survey was people were curious about asking questions about like career advice for cybersecurity people, asking reversing questions that they didn't want to ask other places. So all that will be coming in a link sometime. Just keep an eye out on all the social media. And yeah, thank you so much for being here for this adventure. I had fun. I hope you did too. If you like this format, we can keep it going with future episodes. We can even revisit Splinter Cell in a future episode. But yeah, I'm really down for whatever you guys want to do. Please share your feedback. Thanks so much for being here and being part of this awesome community. I'm sorry I haven't posted that much this year with the third baby, who's growing like a weed, and work and a new job. If you missed that, new job started just a few weeks ago. A lot of stuff been going on, but I'm so happy we got to do this before the year closed out. And yeah, I'm looking forward to doing similar, maybe different stuff later on with you all. I always enjoy the time we spend together. All right, I'm rambling. I'm going to get out of here. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you had fun, and I'll see you in whatever the heck we end up doing next time. Take care.